Hey, you're keeping company with Connor, and you're listening to another Town Square Spotlight. We got a great episode for you guys today. With us, we have celebrity chef, cookbook author, and philanthropist, Chef Chris Valdes. You've seen him on shows like Food Network Star and Star Salvation, plus guest segments on GMA, Live with Kelly and Ryan, Access Hollywood, and so much more. He's the author of One with the Kitchen, and also the host of the series Cooking with Chris. Chris, how are you today?
Hey, how's it going? Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so happy to have you on here, and my two loves in the world are music and food. And so I am all about being here talking with you today. But before we get into what's going on today, could you please go back and give us a little inspiration on what got you into cooking and what inspires you to make the meals that you do?
Growing up, I grew up in our family restaurant, and I remember watching Mom every morning cooking up a storm with different ingredients, different meals. She would cook for about 500 meals every morning, and I remember barely being able to reach to the kitchen counter and asking her, "Mom, what are you making, and why are you adding this, and why does it smell that way?" And Mom always took the time to answer each and every question. So from watching that and then watching on TV the chef at the age of 10 going, bam, and that bringing a whole bunch of different visions into my mind and life, that is why I'm here today. And of course, like you mentioned, the love of food. Who doesn't love food? I mean, it's the one thing that brings us all together. So
Amen.
That's right there. That's where we start.
That's so amazing. So one thing about your cooking, your Hispanic heritage is something that has come full and center on this. So can you tell us how you express your culture and the cultures of others around you through your cooking?
Yeah, of course. So one of the ways that I like doing that is by sharing recipes with people that take off that idea that Latin food has to be unhealthy. Latin food, just like many other foods, could be healthy if you make some key changes into the dishes. For example, instead of frying, you could bake, or in the case of these recipes today, you could grill. And then one of the other ways is by using ingredients like today that we're using masola corn oil, which is cholesterol-free and has the check mark by the American Heart Association.
Oh, that's incredible. And I'm glad that you mentioned the American Heart Association, because I learned this fact. I couldn't believe it, really. But heart disease and cardiovascular disease is apparently one of the leading causes of death for the U.S. Hispanic community. That kind of blows my mind. So with that all being said, like, how does the food that you create and the food that you promote help promote a healthier lifestyle to help bring down those numbers?
So, this whole thing started because when I was 22 years old, I was having some issues with weight management. And I remember my doctor giving me some little tips and tricks on how to just be more in control of my health and my weight. And then at the age of 65, my mom had a stroke. So that really made us all a little more on what type of ingredients we were using and what type of diets we were having. So that, fast forward, I realized that it's all about what we're using in the kitchen, what ingredients we're using, and what cooking methods we're using. So I try to incorporate that into all my recipes, like the recipes that I have today, which, by the way, today I brought for, and I know that I'm going to try to make this as food sexy as possible. I'm making some cilantro cheese pork chops that we're going to marinate the pork chops and finish them off with the cilantro chimichurri. And a great tip that I have for you to get the most flavor out of these pork chops is marinating them overnight so that it can soak up all of those flavors from the raw garlic and the cilantro. And then who doesn't love tacos? So today I'm making for you some chicken al chipotle tacos that we're going to top off with a zesty and vibrant pineapple pico de gallo, and, of course, a little cheese because he doesn't love cheese. And a great tip that I have for you is that when you're done cooking any protein on the grill, set it aside for about 10 minutes so that those juices redistribute and you end up with a juicy masterpiece.
Wow, that's incredible. I think that sounds delicious. I wish everybody who's listening could see and taste this right now. How incredible. So these recipes that you got, as you said, cooking with certain oils really makes a difference. And which kind of oil are you using again today? And how does that impact the overall taste?
That's right. So different oils have different smoke points. Most oils have a smoke point from 325 degrees to 400 degrees. One of the reasons why I love using masola corn oil is because it has a high smoke point of 450 degrees and it has a neutral flavor. So that means that it's going to allow for ingredients and dishes to shine on their own. It's what I've been using for a while now. It's cholesterol-free. It has the check mark by the American Heart Association. So definitely in my kitchen is my go-to oil.
That's terrific. So when it comes to the meals that you're preparing right now and other meals that you have, where can people find these recipes? And not just that, where can people find you?
People could find these recipes on masola.com, and people could find me on social media or online at Chef Chris Valdes.
Oh, that's terrific. And of course, all links and information will be in the description of this interview, so you don't have to go hunting very far. Chris, I wish we could just sit here and eat and share recipes all day. I wish we could, honestly. But before we go, do you have any last little nugget for the Hudson Valley listening audience right now, and something that they should keep in mind going into the summer months?
This summer, grab your friends, grab your family, grab your favorite ingredients, sit down together, grill together, and share the one thing that we all share in common, which is the love for food.
That's amazing. Chris, thank you so much for your time here on Town Square Spotlight. Again, you can find all of Chris's information in the description of this episode, and especially you can check out recipes like he mentioned today with those pork chops and those chicken tacos. I'm salivating right now. I want to get to eating. Chris, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely.